Differential diagnosis of swelling at the limbus. Now this comes as a short note and is very frequently asked question in the Viva. So you should know the basic limbal swellings and a little bit in detail also. So as we all know, what is limbus? It is a transitional zone at the junction of the sclera and the cornea. Importance of history in the differential diagnosis of the swelling at the limbus. So duration. Duration is important because certain swelling can be fast, can be there at the limbus for a long time, and certain swelling will be acute in onset. So acute means it will go towards certain differential diagnosis like neoplastic, or it could be a traumatic cyst like granuloma and all. Then slow growing or fast growing. Again, if it is a slow growing, nothing to worry. It could be like a dermoid or a dermolipoma or a nevus. If it is a fast growing, it can be a neoplastic tumor, or it could be a granuloma. It can be a vascular tumor, or it can be a non-vascular swelling. There could be the history of trauma or surgery is important because certain cysts like implantation cyst or a granuloma, they will have a history of trauma. Some in certain cases of SICS there will be iris prolapse, so it will be followed by a surgery. So history of trauma or surgery is also important. Change in color is important because in certain conditions there will be a change of color. So if there's a nevus brown color, suddenly it increases in size and changes in color. It grows in favor of the malignancy. So change in color is also important. Associated symptoms are important and progression of growth. So in history, you have to ask about duration, whether the growth is slow or fast growing, vascular or it is a non-vascular swelling. There is a history of trauma or surgery, change in color and associated symptoms and progression of growth. Causes of limbal nodule. Congenital causes like dermoid, dermolipoma or a nevus, inflammatory causes like episcleritis and scleritis, allergic causes like frectanular conjunctivitis or a vernal keratoconjunctivitis or ophthalmia nodosum. Then traumatic, we have a granuloma, implantation cyst or iris prolapse covered by conjunctiva. Then degenerative changes like pingiculitis, cystic pterygium degeneration, then nutritional deficiencies like Bitot spots, neoplastic conditions like papilloma or intraepithelial epithelioma, squamous cell carcinoma, and miscellaneous. In congenital causes, there are three differential diagnoses. It can be dermoid, dermolipoma, or it can be a raised nevus. Now, dermoid as a DD is important. It is yellowish white mass. It consists of epithelium, sebaceous gland, and hair. Treatment is simple excision. This picture here shows you the swelling which is yellowish in color at the limbus, and it is a case of limbal dermoid. It is you can see it quite frequently. So this is a case of a limbal dermoid. Dermolipoma. It is a soft yellow and movable subconjunctival mass which is made up of adipose tissue and dermis around, and it is associated with golden heart syndrome. Nevus. It is a flat or raised gray gelatinous brown black in color. It has a tendency to grow during puberty and pregnancy. It may undergo malignant transformation. Treatment is excision if it grows. This picture showing here is a nevus at the limbus as inflammatory cause of the limbal swelling. There are two conditions, nodular episcleritis and nodular scleritis. Now, episcleritis. It is inflammation of the deep conjunctival tissue. It is pinkish elevated tender nodule or it can be diffuse. It occurs in association with gout, rheumatic arthritis, and with some endogenous allergy to bacteria. Treatment is topical steroid or NSAIDs, systemic endomethacin, and recurrence is treated with systemic therapy. This picture is showing here a case of nodular episcleritis. Scleritis. It can be nodular or it can exist in the diffuse form. Nodule is fixed to sclera. It will be associated with a lot of pain and there can be associated uveitis. Causes can be collagen disorders and certain endogenous infections. Treatment is usually steroid. This picture showing here is a case of nodular scleritis. Allergic causes which causes swelling at the limbus are flectin, vernal catarrh, limbal form, and third one is the ophthalmia nodosum. Flectin. It is a pinkish white nodule surrounded by congestion. Causes photophobia, lacrimation, and blepharospasm. Endoge- it happens due to endogenous reaction to tuberculous protein. Treatment is usually topical steroids and treatment of the underlying cause. This is a flectin shown here surrounded by conjunctival congestion. Vernal catarrh, limbal form. So, multiple nodules in the upper part of the limbus is seen as a white superficial spots or dots. Patient usually complains of white ropey discharge, usually seen in young boys. It is a bilateral condition. Hypersensitivity reaction to exogenous allergens like pollen and dust. Recurrence is common and tends to occur in summer. Treatment is usually steroids, mast cell stabilizers, and NSAIDs. You can see here white dots, multiple white dots in a series around the limbus. This is a limbal form of the vernal keratoconjunctivitis. Ophthalmia nodosum. So sometimes it happens some insects fall into our eye and then a part of the insect like a caterpillar hair remains inside the eye. So it tends to incite a granulomatous inflammation. That granulomatous inflammation is called as ophthalmia nodosum. So when this happens at the limbus, it becomes one of the differential diagnoses for the swelling at the limbus. So treatment will be steroid or excision. So this is a case of ophthalmia nodosum. If seen carefully with a slit lamp, you may see a caterpillar hair in the swelling. Hemangioma. It is a benign red lesion which blanches on pressure, bleeds on trivial trauma, and may be associated with hemangioma of lid and orbit. This picture showing here is a case of capillary hemangioma at the limbus. So this again becomes a differential diagnosis of the limbal swelling. Traumatic cause of limbal swelling. So there are three causes: granuloma, implantation cyst, and iris prolapse covered by conjunctiva. Granuloma. After surgical wound like as in squint or pterygium surgery, site of foreign body, treatment is surgical excision. This picture showing here is a granuloma. If you take the history of the patient, he will give some trauma, history of trauma or a history of surgery. So there will be a site of injury surrounded by granulation tissue. Under degenerative cause, we have pingicula and cystic pterygium. Pingicula. It is a triangular yellow patch on the nasal side of the limbus. On the nasal limbus, it occurs in elderly. It is hyaline infiltration with elastotic degeneration of the subconjunctival tissue. Treatment is usually excision for cosmetic purpose. This yellow elastotic degeneration is a pingicula. So it is usually a precursor of the pterygium. Sometimes it gets congested and it is called inflamed pingiculitis. Cystic pterygium. It is a triangular sheet of fibrovascular tissue invading on the cornea. It tends to recur. Treatment is excision and orthoconjunctival transplantation. So this picture showing here is a case of cystic pterygium. You can see the fibrovascular tissue proliferation of the conjunctiva onto the cornea, and at the apex there will be some cystic swelling. So this is a case of a cystic pterygium, which is a degenerative cause of the limbal swelling. Bitot spot happens due to vitamin A deficiency. These are seen as a silvery white foamy or cheesy patch on the limbus. It consists of keratinized epithelium and is usually seen at temporal limbus. So it happens due to vitamin A deficiency. So this is a Bitot spot seen here. It is seen as a white frothy swelling at the limbus, and it happens due to vitamin A deficiency in children. In neoplastic causes, there is papilloma, intraepithelial epithelioma, squamous cell carcinoma, and primary melanoma. Papilloma. It is a benign polypoid tumor. It can be sessile or pedunculated. It can become malignant and treatment is surgical excision. Squamous cell carcinoma. It is a flat granular growth, invades the underlying structures and requires early excision. This picture showing here is a squamous cell carcinoma at the limbus. It is a malignant tumor and it needs early identification and excision. Primary melanoma. Nodular form, it may be pigmented or non-pigmented. Treatment is excision. This is again a neoplastic condition, malignant. Here you can see a swelling at the limbus which is colored. It's brownish, blackish in color. So it's a case of a primary melanoma, which is a malignant condition and needs early treatment. Now, there are some miscellaneous condition at limbal swelling. For limbal swelling, they are intercalary or ciliary staphyloma. Now, staphyloma itself is also important because it can come as a short note. And viva also you can be asked. So, what is staphyloma? And the definition of staphyloma is important, and different types of staphyloma is important. So, please read this staphyloma and different types of staphyloma. So, one of the cause of the limbal swelling is intercalary or ciliary staphyloma. Second is filtering bleb. So after trabeculectomy, there is a swelling which is important also. So it's called a filtering bleb. So that can also be a differential diagnosis for the swelling at the limbus. Then there can be a parasitic cyst like cysticercosis. There can be a retention cyst. This is a picture of the post trabeculectomy filtering bleb. Intercalary staphyloma. It is a bulge in the limbal area, lined by the root of the iris due to ectasia of the weak scar tissue, following healed perforation injuries or corneal ulcer. So here in the picture in the right eye of the patient, you see the swelling nasally, which is called as intercalary staphyloma. So this patient would have had either corneal ulcer, which would have perforated, or he could have had a traumatic injury, through and through injury, due to which perforation would have happened and uh, followed by healing with the scar formation. So scar tissue are always weak tissue. So this scar tissue has bulged out, lined by the root of the iris or the uveal tissue. So such kind of ectatic swelling is called intercalary staphyloma. Retention cyst. Thin walled cyst with clear fluid. Excision indicated if there is irritation or foreign body sensation or for cosmetic purposes. So this picture here shows you a retention cyst at the limbus. So this can also be a differential diagnosis of the swelling at the limbus. It is a thin-walled cyst filled with a clear fluid, and if this causes irritation or a foreign body sensation, it needs to be removed out by means of excision. So once again, I would like to summarize. Differential diagnosis of the swelling at the limbus. It has got congenital causes, dermoid, dermolipoma, and nevus. Out of these three, dermoid is important. Then there's inflammatory cause like nodular episcleritis and nodular scleritis. Both are important. Then there are allergic causes like frectanular conjunctivitis, vernal keratoconjunctivitis, and ophthalmia nodosum. All the three are important. Then there are hemangiomas at the limbus, capillary hemangioma at the limbus. Then there can be traumatic causes like granuloma, implantation cyst, iris prolapse covered by conjunctiva. Out of these three, granuloma is important. Then degenerative changes, there is a inflamed pingiculitis or cystic pterygium. So out of these two, both are important. The nutritional deficiency, Bitot spot is there. Neoplastic conditions like papilloma, intraepithelial epithelioma, squamous cell carcinoma, and primary melanoma. So squamous cell carcinoma is important. Little bit information you should have about squamous cell carcinoma and melanoma, primary melanoma. And in miscellaneous conditions, staphyloma is important. So these are the various differential diagnoses of the swelling at the limbus, which comes as a short note in the exam. Thank you.